A pleasant day, teacher, classmates. Our group is going to discuss about topic 7, which tackles about Corazon Aquino's speech before the United States Congress. Basically, it points out the details that are derived from its contents and thoughts.
Let me read to you our set of objectives. We are hoping to attain this by the end of our topic. Determine the contributions of Cory Aquino for the Philippines. Identify the contents of the speech. Distinguish the relevance of democracy over dictatorship. Become oriented about the revolution. And describe how Filipinos peacefully fought for their freedom.
Let us now proceed towards the first part of the document, which is the background of the author.
Secretary Teodoro L. Locsin Jr. is a lawyer by profession and a journalist by trade. In government, he served as legal counsel and speechwriter to President Corazon Aquino and speechwriter to Presidents Joseph Estrada and Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. At first, I thought there was no information about the author because it was Cory Aquino's speech. But yes, it turns out that presidents have their own speechwriters. Even when it was Corazon Aquino's speech, it was written by another person, which is Secretary Locsin. He was also elected to the Philippine House of Representatives, where he represented the 1st District of Makati from 2001 and 2010. So, there you go, that is a picture of Secretary Locsin right there.
Next in line is historical background of the document. The time written was assumed between the months of April to September, while the time delivered has been on September 18, 1986, which was 7 months after the EDSA Revolution during February 25, 1986, and 3 years after the death of Senator Ninoy Aquino, which is Cory Aquino's husband, during August 23, 1983. The place written was in the Philippines. However, the place delivered was in the United States capital, Washington, D.C., United States of America. Let us move forward. Content presentation and analysis of the important historical information found in the document. From here onwards, we are going to present the content and explain the analysis, so please listen carefully. August 21, 1983 was the moment when Ninoy Aquino was shot at the tarmac of Manila International Airport. As we all know, the airport was renamed as Ninoy Aquino International Airport, or otherwise referred to as NAIA, during the presidency of Cory Aquino. However, just recently, in the midst of this pandemic, Paulo Duterte and 2 other lawmakers filed to rename the airport into Paliparang Pandaigdig ng Pilipinas. Although there are no recent updates in regards to its approval or rejection so far, on August 23, 1983, it was officially declared about Ninoy's demise. On the month of February in the year of 1986, back then, the Marcos regime suffered greatly in a crisis of legitimacy, which earned protests from different sectors, from different areas of the country, along with the looming economic crisis. Marcos had to do something, of course, to prove to his allies in the United States that he remained to be the democratically anointed leader of the country. So these are the reasons why Marcos called for a snap election. Corazon Aquino, the widow of the slain senator, was convinced to run against Marcos. However, the canvassing was rigged to the favor of Marcos, which is why the people expressed the protest against the authoritarian government. Last but not least, leading military officials of the regime and martial law orchestrators themselves, Juan Ponce Enrile and Fidel V. Ramos, take note of their names, plotted to take over the presidency until civilians heeded the call of the Manila Archbishop Jaime Cardinal Sin and other civilian leaders gathered in EDSA. So, I think this is the beginning wherein the people, the citizens of our country back then began to do something. So in continuation to the last key points of the previous slide, what happened back then is referred to as the People Power Revolution of 1986. It was widely recognized around the world for its peaceful character, which means that it avoided any form of violence. Take note that the thousands of people who gathered overthrew Ferdinand Marcos from the presidency after 21 long years. Now, Corazon, or also known as Cory Aquino, functioned as the symbol of the restoration of democracy and the overthrow of the Marcos dictatorship in 1986. As well, the EDSA People Power installed Cory Aquino in the presidency. So, overall, Cory Aquino became the 11th president and the first female president of the Philippines. Cory was easily a figure of the sad revolution as the widow of the slain Marcos oppositionist and former Senator Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. Cory was hoisted as the antithesis of the dictator. So, which means that she put the Philippines in the international spotlights for overthrowing a dictator through peaceful means. Last but not the least, during September 18, 1986, 7 months since Cory became president, she went to the United States and spoke before the joint session of the U.S. Congress. This is the end of the summarization of events with specified timelines. So now let us proceed towards the content of her speech, which is the main point of our topic.